Hello, I'm going to just go through and help you to know when to use which calculator functions, how to use it, etc. So we want to determine the area under the standard normal curve. That in this case, I changed the problem a little bit so I can show you a few different approaches in just this one video. So we're going to first go to the left of z equals a negative 1.99. So remember, on the standard normal curve, it's the normal distribution, but the mean is normalized to be at 0. Okay? In other distributions, the mean may be like 4 hours or something like that. You'd put a 4 there instead. But because this is the standard normal curve, the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. Okay? So I go through it and I draw my distribution. 0, -1, -2, and I want to look at the left of z is a negative 1.99. So negative 1.99 is like right here, and I want all the area to the left. Okay, so because I have a z-score or a data value, and I want to know the area, or maybe I'd want to know the percentage or the proportion, then I'm going to go through and use the function Normalcdf. Okay, the Normalcdf has 4 inputs: the lower bound, the upper bound, the mean, and the standard deviation. So if we look on this, the lower bound here is going to be a negative infinity. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do negative infinity on the calculator. The upper bound is going to be at negative 1.99 because that's the last thing that I want to color. Okay, then the mean is at 0 because it's the standard normal curve. The standard deviation is 1 because it's the standard normal curve. Okay, so you go to the calculator and you go to second vars, which will make you the distribution. You can see it's blue, it says distribution. Come down to the Normalcdf, push enter. My lower bound, I said, was negative infinity, but we don't have a negative infinity on the calculator, so I'm going to do -1, and then I'm going to do this second comma, which is the EE. That means -1 times 10 to the 99. So this is saying -1 with 99 zeros behind it, which is a really, really negative number. To all intents and purposes, is negative infinity for our calculator and probably for us. Okay, my upper bound will be at negative 1.99. My mean was 0 because, again, it was a standard normal curve. Standard deviation was 1, and then you paste. Okay. If you have a TI-83, then you have to remember this indication of what the lower, upper, mean, and median is. If you have the updated 84, you have those prompts that lets you know. Then you push enter, and you have 0.0233 if you round to the nearest 4th decimal space. Okay. Then the next one, it says, I want you to find the area to the right of z equals 0.042. So again, we do our standard normal curve. We have our 0 for our mean, 1 for standard deviation, and 0.42 is going to be somewhere in between 0 and 1. Okay, so you go our lower bound that's being colored is 0.42. Our upper bound is positive infinity, which in this case is going to be a positive 1 times 10 to the 99th power. And mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. So I go again to Normalcdf. My lower bound is 0.42. My upper bound is going to be 1 times 10 to the 99th. Mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. And then I paste it. And I get my function written out for me, and I push enter. And I get 0.3372. Okay, and here the last one I want to do is find the area that is between the z of negative 1.61 and z is negative 0.14. So again, we draw our normal curve. This mean of 0, standard deviation of -1, well, of 1. Then we have our -1 indication, -2 indicated, and negative 1.61 is somewhere between -1 and -2. Negative 0.14 is darn close to 0. So my lower bound here is being colored as negative 1.61. Upper bound of being shaded is negative 1.4. My mean is 0 and my standard deviation is 1. So I go through and do my normal standard deviation again. And my lower bound is a negative 1.61. My upper bound was negative 0.14. Mean the standard deviation. And I want to paste it. I get my input. And then I push enter. And I get negative 3, I mean, I'm just kidding, 0.3906, which is what I have over here. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. Let me know if you have more questions. Oh, and just FYI, when you want to know the area, you use Normalcdf. When you want to know the z-score or the data value, you're going to use invnorm. Okay? All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.